This is a reflection on my junior primary placement. I was actually placed at a Catholic school. This was a very different experience from my previous junior primary placement. I was in a reception class. The whole school comprised of about 200 students, and there were only 18 students in my classroom. Um, Four of whom were new mid-year intakes, so they were completely new to the school environment. It was a really lovely experience working with all of them. I think the first thing that you need to do is you need to know your students and you need to make relationships with them. And when you understand who your students are, only then you can actually plan and implement lessons for them. I planned out lessons for measurement, and I think that those went really well. The first example was the crocodiles, and these were really open ended. They could do whatever they wanted to, and I modeled um, it for them, but they really did it by themselves. That went really nicely, and they used units of measurement as well. And they used indirect units of measurement, so they measured their hands, and they measured their drawings as well. So that went really good. Marsh points out that the amount of searching and creativity undertaken by a teacher will depend no doubt on the extent to which they feel constrained, and I think um, I had a really free reign on what I was planning, and not every teacher really has that. So I think that's really important if you're doing planning and implementing your plans. So the second standard that I'd like to talk about would be knowing the content and how to teach it. Um, we made a school prayer with iPads that they actually played in this assembly. That was really nice to see. They were very engaged with it. They had a sense of agency that, their whole school prayer thing was their thing only. They also used their iPads for learning spellings and phonics. There's an app called Eggy Words that was really popular with them. So I used to help a couple of them, just sitting and helping them spell out different words through the games, and I think that was really really fruitful. If a child is playing on the iPad, then you can take that as an assessment because it does show you the process and the outcome as well. And I think using iPads and technology does give it the child a sense of the real world tasks in play as well. The last standard that I would like to talk to you about is planning for and implementing effective teaching and learning. I think the HAS unit plan that I developed through my time at my placement was really fruitful. We had levels of just tackling that subject of my time and my place, and making memory boxes was something that they really really enjoyed. They had a they brought memories, they brought photographs, they talked about them, they had brief oral presentations. They were very very involved in that whole process. There was another activity that I did at the end of the week with them, which was cookie making, and that actually incorporated numeracy, literacy, science, and math, and was very, very hands-on. It was a very interesting activity. They really enjoyed it, and I actually had like them drawing pictures of it. It was really good. This quote again is really important because it actually makes you ask, why are you teaching what you are teaching? I think that's a question that you really should ask yourself when you're planning any learning experience. The areas of improvement in this placement were definitely managing the classroom and setting the boundaries, being firm but friendly. And this is what my mentor kept on reminding me about. And he said that this would come from experience, and I think that really does come from experience because the kids were really small. They were 5, 5 and a half, and they were just entering the school setting. So maintaining the rules of the classroom are very important for them, and you can't really just let them go, and also you can't be really strict with them as well. So there's a fine balance that you need to achieve, and I'm in the process of learning that fine balance, I feel.